Have you noticed that this new wave of progressive political candidates in USA mostly support the military or don't say much about it? Anyway, Zohran Mamdani has been a huge disappointment to leftists who believe in him, especially since he won his election. To others, his betrayal was always expected. He kept the billionaire Zionist Jessica Tisch as the New York City's police commissioner. He broke the Zionist Maria Torres Springer, president of an organization promoting ties between Israel and New York. He recently criticized pro-Palestine protesters, and he doubled down in his reunion with Trump by calling protesters anti-Semitic.
Mr. Mamdani, anti-Israel protesters just targeted a synagogue in New York. Are you concerned that Jewish New Yorkers feel welcome and safe in the city? I simply chose not to answer the question about the synagogue protesters.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no, I care very deeply about Jewish safety, and I look forward to rooting out anti-Semitism across the 5 boroughs and protecting Jewish New Yorkers and every New Yorker who calls the city home.
He endorsed Zionist politician Jeffries and opposed Oseh, despite previously having criticized Jeffries for his Zionism and refusing to call for a ceasefire after the escalation of the genocide committed by Israel against Palestine since 2023.
Democrats win the midterms. Do you want to see Leader Jeffries become the Speaker of the House?
Yes.
Okay, that was a firm, quick answer. So you leave plenty of time for my final answer.
Let me go back and give a little more.
Mamdani has shown his true lack of commitment to fight Zionism, even when he used the Palestinian cause to promote his campaign. But there's another very related topic of imperialism that I haven't seen mentioned much: his stance on the United States military. I wanted to know Mamdani's position on the military, especially regarding former imperialist soldiers, what many people call veterans. Even some allegedly anti-imperialist leftists that wouldn't defend active soldiers defend ex-imperialist soldiers, as if having been a soldier 40 years ago or 2 minutes ago changed their actions. I wanted to see if Mamdani is like that. On November 11, days after winning the elections for New York mayor, Mamdani visited some ex-imperialist soldiers to thank them for their service. Spectrum News reported this. Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani promised his new administration will focus on ending homelessness for veterans, and even pledged to work with President Donald Trump to achieve that goal, spending Veterans Day in the Parkchester section of the Bronx. Thank you for your service, and also to say the days of thanking you today and forgetting you tomorrow have come to an end, Mamdani said at the Volunteers for American Veterans Residence Commonwealth.
Thank you to Volunteers of America, and thank you to all the veterans who are here. I'm here to wish you a happy Veterans Day, to thank you for your service, and also to say that the days of thanking you today and forgetting you tomorrow have to come to an end. And it's critically important as we stand here. We know that in our city, the city that I am so privileged to have the honor of leading as the next mayor, that more than 200,000 New Yorkers are active or retired duty military.
This may seem like something positive to many Americans, but what many Americans call service is invading countries, destroying them, and attacking, kidnapping, torturing, raping, maiming, and killing people from exploited countries like Iraq, Afghanistan, and Vietnam. The ex-imperialist soldiers whom Mamdani visited invaded Vietnam. The consequences of that imperialist invasion were and are so bad that there's still babies being born today with severe health problems because of the weapons used by the USA military. Some people may say that most soldiers who invaded Vietnam were conscripted, but being conscripted is not an excuse to harm, and most soldiers were volunteers. Americans may see it as good to thank imperialist soldiers, but Vietnamese people don't. Would Mamdani thank former Nazi soldiers for their service? Would he thank Israeli soldiers for their service? Would he thank American soldiers that invade Venezuela or Mexico? The American military is behind the Israeli military, and the American military personnel arming Israel today will one day be veterans too. Will he praise those veterans? Will he demand special public programs for them as well? There's American soldiers who have joined the genocidal Israeli army too. The Democrat politician supports ex-imperialist soldiers overall, including those who invaded Iraq and Afghanistan. The actions of Mamdani benefit those soldiers as well, and incentivize most soldiers to join. Mamdani gladly joins the propaganda machine and the ritualistic displays of patriotism. As someone replied here, even conservatives know what socialism is about more than many Zohran Mamdani supporters, who cheer on Mamdani for helping the war machine. But the problem is not just him. It's American society, including many American leftists who don't push against this in the name of pragmatism. They only fight for what benefits them most, while the world keeps burning. This is why you see them defending joining the army, but not the police. They dislike the police because they harm Americans. They may understand the extreme evil of Israeli soldiers, but don't see American soldiers the same way. In the future, I don't doubt many American leftists will support a former IOF soldier who is American and promises them better healthcare or lowering rent prices. They will tell us that they have no other choice but to vote for the genocidal soldier who promises healthcare for all. After all, Graham Plattner is being promoted by many leftists. This has already happened to Iraq and Afghanistan. They may claim to oppose USA invading Venezuela or Mexico, but they would defend the soldiers who come to kill us. As a Mexican man, am I expected to cheer on Americans while they celebrate the military that could murder me? Mamdani calls Nicolás Maduro and Miguel Díaz-Canel dictators. Regardless of whether you think that it is true or not, American politicians saying that just stoke the flames of war. Unlike any American, Mamdani is supporting ex-imperialist soldiers. Some Americans yearn to be more like Israel. They both love their armies. They both love their soldiers. The difference is that Israel has stronger healthcare, housing, and education systems. In the worst cases, they don't become more like Sweden, Norway, or Finland. They don't become social democracies whose imperialism and capitalism is still violent or are less aggressive than the United States. They would become more like Israel. Without international solidarity, the left-wing movements of the First World are just the labor aristocracy negotiating a bigger share of the super profits. Mamdani supports the USA military in a palatable way, even when this military is the one behind the Israeli military. He's just a new political marketing product of the Democrat Party, assimilating real liberatory potential into complacency. He's what the Democrat Party needed to bring votes back. When ICE keeps kidnapping men, women, and non-binary people, adults and children, under Mamdani's term as a mayor, will Mamdani fans turn against him and protest him? Will they protest him when he meets with Israeli politicians? Will they despise him for betraying Palestine, even if he fulfills campaign promises that benefit Americans? Some conservatives say that Mamdani is not American. They bring up that he was born in Uganda. But just look at him and his actions. He's as American as they come.